Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover here today. We're starting off with talking about a first-party PlayStation studio that I hope we hear from this year when it comes to a new game announcement, that being Sony Bend. A lot of people, I think at this point, know Bend Studio for Days Gone, which released in 2019. And unfortunately, they are not working on a Days Gone sequel. I know a lot of people are still feeling very disappointed by that, which is understandable because it would have been awesome to see what that would have looked like. However, they did confirm a while ago at this point that they are instead working on a brand new AAA IP for PlayStation 5. And since then, we haven't heard pretty much anything from Bend Studio. Of course, they have a presence on social media, but they haven't talked about their new game. The only things we've really learned about their new game come from job listings, such as in 2022 when it mentioned that they're working on a AAA PS5 exclusive set in a whole new world with some type of multiplayer element, and it builds upon the open world systems of Days Gone, and that they're extremely excited to craft this for us. Now, I know a lot of people immediately feel concerned about the multiplayer aspect, but based off of the way that they're talking about it, I don't think it's going to be like a live service game. It seems more likely to me it's going to be a single player game with a co-op element. I say this because when they were pitching Days Gone 2, apparently one of the things that they had ready to go was co-op for Days Gone 2. So I'm thinking maybe whatever they did there, they just kind of rolled it over to this new game that they're making. That's of course a assumption and speculation, so we'll have to wait and see. However, getting to the point of this topic, we got a very small update from Bend Studio. When I say small, I mean very small, but still gives me a little bit of hope, not just me, but many other fans as well, that we are going to end up hearing from Bend this year. Over on X, they simply said, hey, and this, of course, caused a lot of people to assume that they are teasing some type of announcement, or we should be excited about this studio specifically. Of course, when a studio goes this long not revealing their new game and being quiet, people are going to take something as simple as them just saying, hey, and look into it. However, they did reply to an individual who said, what's up? How is that new IP going? And they said, we're cooking. Now, again, it's very small, but it's them blatantly acknowledging that, yeah, we're still working on this new game. And I have no doubt in my mind that when they post stuff like this on their social media, they know what the replies are going to be. They know that people are very much eager to learn about what they're working on. So this is where I'm going to end this topic. Again, I know it's very, very minor, but any excuse I have to talk about Bend Studio and their upcoming project, I'm gonna do it. So let me know your thoughts on that. We're moving on to the next topic, which talks about another Metal Gear Solid remake that is apparently in the works. This is being reported by Arena Juegans, and it says here a new report by Arena Juegans states that Konami is remaking the original Metal Gear Solid and that it's in early production right now, with Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater being the current priority. Once that game is out, the Metal Gear Solid remake will then be focused on. The rumored remake is said to be in development for PS5 and isn't being released on PS4. It's unclear whether or not it will be exclusive or if it's going to be a multi-plat title, but this is basically what they're reporting, that a Metal Gear Solid remake did get the green light internally at Konami, which tells me that they must be pretty close to finishing up Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and it makes sense if you think about the direction they would go in after something like Snake Eater remake releases. Moving on to the original Metal Gear Solid makes the most sense. Now, I do think it will end up being multi-plat, because if they went multi-plat with Snake Eater, I think it just, makes sense that they're going to continue to do that. But what really interests me is what they're going to end up changing, because when we look at a game like Snake Eater, it seems clear they're playing it very safe, where they're not really touching much of the gameplay. Like they're altering some of the animations and cleaning them up a bit, and obviously the graphical overhaul, but generally speaking, they're leaving it, like 99% untouched, understandably. But when we think about a game like Metal Gear Solid, I think it's unrealistic to assume that they're going to be able to do a proper Metal Gear Solid remake and not do a significant amount of work and change when it comes to the gameplay side of it, right? I mean, when you look at Metal Gear Solid 1 versus Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, I mean, they're basically an entire generation apart, and huge changes were made in that time that I think can hold up pretty well today for Snake Eater. But in terms of Metal Gear Solid, again, I do think it would require more work, and they would have to maybe take a few more liberties, which I assume they would be nervous in doing. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of cover this and let you know. And apparently, again, Metal Gear Solid 1 Remake got the green light and is in early production and will be the main focus as soon as Snake Eater releases. So let me know your thoughts about that. But continuing to talk about Konami, we have a small update here on the Silent Hill franchise. This is being reported by Gaming Bolt. There was an interview conducted with the Silent Hill lead producer with Famitsu, and they basically talked about how in 2023 we really didn't get much news or many updates on all of these different Silent Hill projects. You know, obviously the first one that I think comes to people's minds is Silent Hill 2 Remake, but it says here that asked by the Japanese publication about his 2024 ambitions, he says, quote, "We will continue to build up the Silent Hill series, both in games and otherwise. We have been delivering the TV drama-style interactive streaming, Silent Hill Ascension, since November 2023, and in 2024, we will finally be able to build up the series with games," end quote. Interestingly, he mentions delivering new details for players. He also says, quote, "First, we would like to bring you a new follow-up report. Fans, please wait just a little bit longer," end quote. This could mean that we could get another Silent Hill transmission, or they could just come out and, you know, just put out a press release letting us know about Silent Hill 2 Remake. For me, Silent Hill 2 Remake is the one that I'm mainly focused on because it seems like it's going to be coming out this year. The game is up for pre-order. You know, Bloober Team has kind of hinted in the past that they were pretty much done with the game and they're just polishing it up, and they're just waiting on Konami. So I would assume that we will get a release date for Silent Hill 2 Remake this year. And so it's kind of good to hear directly from them that, like, yeah, we're planning on giving you some updates, just wait a little bit longer. And then obviously we think about games like Silent Hill Townfall, but also Silent Hill F, which is the next proper mainline Silent Hill game. It would be nice to get updates on these as well. So there you go. I guess we'll just have to be a little bit more patient here. But we are moving on to the final topic of this video. And we're talking about two big things, the PS5 Pro and Insomniac's Wolverine. This is being reported by WCCF Tech. They say here the PlayStation 5 Pro is likely to support AI upscaling in some form, judging from a leaked Marvel's Wolverine slide that's been making the rounds online. And I will let you know, this does not contain any spoilers, so you don't have to worry about that. It continues here, the slide, which is part of the huge Insomniac Games hack from last month, details some of the technology the game will feature or that's currently being investigated, alongside film quality facial animation, better destruction, real-time damage and regeneration, real-time global illumination, dynamic weather and foliage, deformable surfaces, and improved locomotion. The game starring Logan, one of the most beloved heroes, is also going to feature AI upscaling powered by machine learning and a 60 frames per second base frame rate in performance ray tracing mode. As the PlayStation 5 doesn't feature any dedicated hardware to support AI upscaling, it is extremely likely it will only be supported with the PlayStation 5 Pro. It's also most definitely not referring to AMD's FSR support, as the tech is not powered by machine learning, unlike NVIDIA DLSS. So this is pretty significant because we have heard rumors in the past that the PS5 Pro is going to feature some type of proprietary upscaling technology that's going to be very sophisticated, very cutting edge, and honestly do some great things for games, especially some of Sony's first-party games. And with this new slide leaking out, it seemingly confirms that this is something that is going to be in the PS5 Pro, and I imagine if it's as good as the rumors have made it sound, this is likely something Mark Cerny is going to focus on very heavily when assuming he talks about the PS5 Pro sometime this year. But there's something else with this leak slide that I really want to highlight here that shuts down some conversations that were happening online when this leak first occurred, and that is real-time damage and regeneration. Okay, there was some stuff leaking out that seemed to have led people to believe that the direction Insomniac was going to go in with Wolverine is picking up like health items and med kits and stuff like that in order to regain health, which obviously doesn't make any sense for a character like Logan, considering one of his main powers is being able to, regenerate and heal in real time. This is absolutely a major feature that people would be looking forward to in a Wolverine game in 2026, which is apparently when it's set to come out. Right? We've seen developers tackle this in past games and it worked out pretty well, but I think people really want to know, like, how much further can it be taken now that, we're well beyond those past games. Technology has improved. And so, yeah, it's just something that I think is important to highlight because, again, people were kind of making fun of this game, saying that it wasn't going to have this and that it was kind of a joke that Insomniac was doing this. And this is just, again, one of those prime examples of you cannot judge a game based off of leaked, hacked, internal, early test gameplay footage. It's just not at all, going to give you the full picture. And I think that this is, another prime example of you can't come to any conclusions just yet, because this slide confirms that this is going to be something that they're working on for this game. But there you go, guys. I wanted to be sure to give you this update on not only the PS5 Pro, but Wolverine as well. That's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.